TV, connected to your world.
Good afternoon. This is Baina Midday News coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Tukubra Kayla, coming up this afternoon. Baumia says Mahama is running away from debates because he knows his bad record will be exposed. Also, Bagwin temporarily moves parliamentary sitting to AICC Dome. And in some international stories, Iran's supreme leader opens door to negotiation with US over a nuclear program. Remember, the news is also live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Do stay with us for details of the stories. Thank you for staying with us. Now, starting off with some health stories. The Kolebu Teaching Hospital has announced the suspension of elective surgeries and temporary relocation of emergency cases. According to the hospital, the suspension and relocation were necessary because there have been ongoing issues with the use of lifts at the surgical block.
In a statement signed by Professor G.E. Mensah of the Surgical Department, the hospital said the ongoing issues has impeded the transfer of patients up and down the surgical tower, which is significantly impacting their ability to perform surgeries. The hospital has therefore decided to suspend all elective surgeries until further notice, adding that it will focus solely on emergency cases to ensure that the critical care is not compromised. In order to accommodate these changes, Kolebu Teaching Hospital says emergency surgeries will be carried out at the ground floor surgical, accident center, pediatric, and gynecology theaters. Patients undergoing these procedures will be admitted to Ward G, Ward N, Ward A, and Ward B. It further said that the process of replacing one lift and refurbishing the other is currently going through the procurement process. Kolebu Teaching Hospital assured that they are making every effort to complete the work as quickly as possible to minimize disruption and resume normal operations.
Away from health, the Ashanti region has since 2023 not recorded any child or forced marriage cases. Mr. Stephen Ofosu, the Ashanti Regional Director, Department of Children, said on Tuesday. He said between 2020 and 2021, five child marriages cases were recorded and handled by the Regional Child Protection Committee in collaboration with DOFSU.
Speaking at the Regional Protection Committee's half-year review meeting in Kumasi, Mr. Ofosu said in 2022, DOFSU's report to the committee showed that only 3 child marriages and 2 cases of forced marriage were recorded. This success, according to him, hinged on teamwork between the department, DOFSU, and other stakeholders through intensified activities in public education, seminars, and advocacy. The half-year review meeting discussed strategies to eliminate early and forced marriages, especially in Muslim communities in the Ashanti region, and update on strategies to eliminate foreign children begging on the streets of Kumasi. Concerns were raised on the rationale behind the use of twins to beg for alms on the streets and elimination strategies going forward. Stakeholders presented updates on engagement with religious and traditional leaders on child protection issues, dissemination of child protection in emergency rapid assessment reports, and how gender transformative approaches had been incorporated, among others. Those who raised concerns on the increasing foreign children begging on the streets called for strict checks on Ghana's borders, which has been porous, contributing to the increased spate of menace in major cities and towns.
Also, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has announced that the upcoming parliamentary session, set to reconvene on September 3, will take place at the Dome at the International Conference Centre. This decision marks a significant departure from the traditional proceeding at Parliament's main chamber, which has been the usual location for Ghana's legislative activities.
The announcement was made official through a letter dated August 27, 2024, signed by Speaker Bagbin. The letter cited the constitutional basis for the change, referencing Article 1123 of the 1992 Constitution, which grants the Speaker the authority to designate an alternative meeting place for Parliament when necessary. The primary reason for this relocation is the ongoing renovation work in the main chamber of Parliament, which serves as the usual venue for Parliament sessions. These repairs are extensive and, according to Speaker Bagbin, will not be completed in time for the scheduled recall. The renovation project includes significant updates to the chamber's infrastructure, such as improvements to the working tables, chairs, and other furnishings that are essential for the day-to-day operations of the legislative body.
And in politics this afternoon, former President John Mahama has criticized the ruling New Patriotic Party following its recent media encounter. He accused the party's flag-bearer, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, of spreading lies and delivering an incoherent speech during the event.
During his tour of the Greater Accra region, Mr. Mahama accused the NPP of harboring devious intentions, adding that their media engagement was an attempt to divert attention from the NDC's manifesto launch.
We are going to launch our manifesto on the 24th of August. Immediately, our opponents announced that they were going to do a media encounter on the 25th of August, the very next day. You know, the intention for doing that media encounter the next day after we had announced our manifesto was to turn the attentions of Ghanaians from the NDC manifesto. That was the main reason that they decided to do a media encounter the very next day after we launched our manifesto.
The former president further claimed that everything the vice president said at the event was a lie.
But you see, when you do something with devious intention, it backfires on you. When you do something with devious intention, it backfires on you. You know how to tell when somebody is lying. If there are people who are smooth talkers, who can speak rat-tat-tat-tat-tat like machine gun, the time when they become stammerers and they start stammering, you know they are lying. Somebody who can speak tat-tat-tat-tat like AK-47, suddenly media encounter, I think,
Mr. Mahama added that if someone wants to be a good leader, they must be truthful and honest with Ghanaians, noting that the NDC would always speak the truth.
Meanwhile, Vice President and flag-bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has accused former President John Mahama of avoiding a presidential debate ahead of December election, claiming that Mr. Mahama fears having his record exposed. Dr. Bawumia, who is set to face Mahama as one of the main candidates in December, has issued an open challenge for a presidential debate. However, the former president has so far declined the invitation.
Addressing supporters at Dansoman in Accra on Monday evening, August 26th, Mr. Bawumia reiterated his position, asserting that his opponent is avoiding the debate because he knows his poor record as president will be reviewed. He said the MPP has performed far better than the NDC in every sector of the economy, and Mahama is very much aware of that.
They cannot compete. Every sector of the economy, virtually every sector, you can count them. We have performed better than him. Anything we can't say, or he performed better. Ombra, debate, debate. Osuro, Omba. Anka Omba, make sure to be big Akrawa. But Osuro, Omba.
Highlighting the bad records of Mr. Mahama's presidency, Dr. Bawumia reminded the crowd of the 4 years of Dumso under Mahama, his failure to provide even chalk to schools, his opposition to free SHS, and his cancellation of teachers and nursing training allowances, among other issues. He said Ghanaians have not forgotten all the bad records of former President Mahama and are moving forward with the NPP with digitalization.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, any former President Mahama. And yes, sir, Oman Penyi Dada, dear, Wabaya Oman Penyi Pen, Enti, Yenina Yahu, Ejuma, Oye. And yes, sir, Obetina Koniano so, Obekanchire and say, Namnina Asa, Aka, Dompe ninti chalk po school na a problem. Dompe ninti teacher training allowance or counseling, nursing training allowance. Okay, move. Dompe ninti yeta dumso move. A fear and nine. A juma bebre say National Health Insurance. Na enye jumabio, National Ambulance Service, eguye, na ejuma bebre eguye, eninti ena yetu aba 2016, ena ye yini free ho, and then I see a person sign babio, yamama na babio, 2016 NPP Yakase the free senior high school education Ebaba Ghana Oman Penyi Dada Kase Dada Ghana for Embasso A419 Yakano Yaye Yakano Yaye free SHS. If you were Kenny, young papa, no, young mamma, Omuntia fees, and my manuma, Omoko school, 3 SHSCT. And then, chalk are not any hono. Now only chalk on a bresso, and then you talk computer tablets. Yadima, 3 senior high school students. Over computer tablets. You talk. Laptop so yadima tickets yadi.
Well, away from politics, let's do some business stories. The Ghanaian cedi has crossed the 16 Ghana cedis mark against the US dollar on the currency retail market. A survey conducted by Baina News team at various forest bureaus and banks in Accra revealed that the dollar is being sold at rates ranging from 15.95 Ghana cedis to 16.20 Ghana cedis.
This development occurs as the International Monetary Fund recently lifted restrictions on dollar auctions by the Bank of Ghana following a significant increase in the country's reserves under a $3 billion economic recovery program. According to the July 2024 summary of financial and economic data from the Bank of Ghana, the cedi depreciated by approximately 19.6% against the US dollar on the interbank forex market as of July 2024. This rate of depreciation is slightly lower than the 21% decline observed in the retail market. Some forex bureau operators have cited the current economic situation and the recent directive by the Bank of Ghana requiring Ghana cards as proof of identification from customers before transacting any service. Others believe the situation is due to the hoarding of foreign currencies in anticipation of higher rates.
On the international front, Iran's supreme leader has opened the door to renew negotiations with the United States over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program, telling the country's civilian government there were no barriers to engaging with its enemy. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's remarks set clear red lines for any talks taking place under the government of reformist President Masoud Pezeshkian and renewed his warnings that America wasn't to be trusted. But his comments mirror those around the time of Iran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers, which saw Tehran's nuclear program greatly curtailed in exchange for the lifting of economic sanctions. Khamenei also warned Pezeshkian's cabinet not to trust the enemy. Khamenei, 85, has final say in all matters of state in Iran. He has occasionally urged talks or dismissed them with the U.S. after then-President Donald Trump unilaterally withdrew America from the deal. And now in sports, the Black Princesses of Ghana were held to a thrilling 2-2 drawn by their South Korean counterparts in their final warm-up game ahead of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Colombia. The female Under-20 team, who are making a 7th successive appearance at the global stage, rounded up preparation with the Asian country at the Centro Deportivo on Tuesday evening.
South Korea opened the scoring early in the game from the spot, but Stella Yamiche responded with a clinical finish before halftime. After the break, the West Africans took the lead through Jennifer Usua, following a dominant spell by the Black Princesses. However, South Korea pulled parity with 90 minutes remaining from another sports kick. The game is expected to help the two teams prepare for the upcoming challenge at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which begins on August 31st, 2024. The Black Princesses have been drawn in Group E alongside Austria, former champions Japan, and the New Zealand. Ghana will begin their tournament with a clash against the Europeans on September 2, 2024.
News. We'll be back at 5:30 with more news updates. My name is Khadija Kubra Kayla, and have a good afternoon.